Brian Steele said that the judge had this conversation with the witness, the prosecution, and all these other individuals, but Brian Steele and his team and other defense members were not made privy to that conversation. The judge did not say, no, that didn't happen. What the judge said is, how did you find out that information? Okay, what does that mean, you guys? That means the issue is not the question, rather, is not whether that conversation happened. The conversation, it appears, definitely happened. The question is, how did Brian Steele find out about it? The question is whether Brian Steele and the other defense attorneys had a right to be privy to that conversation, to be included in those conversations or not. And the judge believes that they are not. The judge is saying, well, this is a conversation between the prosecution and prosecution witness. The flip side is that Kenneth Copeland, that witness who pled the fifth, was a witness on the stand, a sworn witness. And if you're having this conversation with the judge, the prosecution, and saying, well, if you plead the fifth, I have the ability to put you in custody. Not only do I have the ability, but I'm absolutely going to put you in custody. If you're an attorney on the other side, you would want to be privy to those conversations. But the judge is saying, well, you don't have to be privy to those conversations. This was a communication between the prosecution and the prosecution's witness, had nothing to do with you. We weren't talking about the facts of the case. We're saying that you don't have the right to plead the fifth. And if you do plead the fifth, you can plead it all you want to. But if you do, I'm going to put you in custody. Now, back to Brian Steele and the amount of time that he might have to serve in custody in this case. The judge said that Brian Steele will have to spend no more than 20 days in custody. He can serve that time on the weekends. If he needs to work on the case during the weekends, you can't do that from a jail cell. So this is a huge blow to Young Thug and to his case. The judge has said, though, that Brian Steele can be released from custody if he just gives a name. If he gives over a name tonight, he can purge himself of that contempt order, so he can free himself of that contempt and he can be released. He'll go into custody on Friday and he'll be released from custody on Sundays. There are a million reasons Brian Steele might not want to reveal the person who gave him this information, but I think the most important reason and the number one reason probably is because he doesn't feel like he has to. He feels like he's protected and the judge is not required to have this information.